At dawn, when the grass was still wet with tears of the night, a small boy walked barefoot behind a line of cattle. His name was Sadiq. He carried no bag, no books, only a thin stick in his hand and a heart full of questions. Every morning, Sadiq followed the same dusty path, guiding the cows to fresh land, and every morning his eyes always drifted to one place, a small nomadic school standing quietly by the roadside. The walls were old, the paint was fading, but to Sadiq, it looked like a palace of light. As the cows grazed, Sadiq would move closer, very slowly, careful not to be seen. He would stand by the window and listen. Inside, children sat on wooden benches. They held pencils. They read words from the board. The teacher spoke about numbers, letters, and the world beyond the hills Sadiq had never crossed. Sadiq's heart would beat fast. If only I could sit there. If only I could learn. Sometimes, when the teacher asked a question, the class would go quiet. Some students looked down, some scratched their heads, and outside, by the window, Sadiq would whisper the answer to himself. One day, something changed everything. The teacher wrote a simple math question on the board. Silence filled the room. No one answered. Then, in a soft voice, almost like the wind passing through grass, an answer came from outside the window. 7. The teacher froze. The students turned. The teacher walked slowly to the window and saw a thin boy standing there, holding a stick, dust on his feet, eyes full of fear and hope. Did you say that? The teacher asked gently. Sadiq nodded, slowly. The teacher smiled. How do you know the answer? Sadiq lowered his head. His voice was soft, almost whispering. I listen every day, from here. The teacher's heart broke and healed at the same time. That evening, the teacher followed Sadiq home. Sadiq's father sat outside, mending a rope. His mother was milking a cow. When the teacher spoke about school, the parents shook their heads. Who will follow the cattle? The father said firmly. School will not feed cows, the mother added. Sadiq stood quietly, his eyes wet. He said nothing. The teacher did not shout. He did not beg. He spoke calmly, patiently. Education will give him more than cows, he said. It will give him choices. Days passed. One night, Sadiq's father watched his son teaching numbers to the younger children, drawing on the sand with a stick. The boy's face was glowing. That night, the parents talked in low voices, long into the dark. The next morning, the father walked Sadiq to the school. Try, he said, just try. Sadiq sat on a bench for the first time in his life. His hand shook as he held the pencil. His eyes shone as he read his first word aloud. Years passed. The boy who once watched from the window now stood in front of classrooms. He read books. He asked questions. He dreamed bigger dreams. One day, Sadiq returned home, not with cattle, but with success. He had become a respected man, a learned man, a man who could speak for his people. His parents looked at him with tears in their eyes. If we had said no forever, his mother whispered, her voice breaking, we would have buried his future. His father held his hands tightly. Thank you for not giving up on learning, he said slowly, with pride. And every time Sadiq passed that old nomadic school, he stopped, touched the window, and smiled. Because sometimes destiny does not enter through the door. Sometimes it waits outside the window, listening,